Hello guys, as you see we have done with the installation. Now the question is, do we need to create a checkpoint now or not? Because this network, I can use it for future. Let us take a look again to the diagram. The diagram, now the SQL server which I will add it to my main network will be in there from now on. So in the future, if I need to have advanced courses, System Center Operation, System Center Configuration Manager, SCCM or SCOM, or any others, then the SQL I need it to be in here. So the checkpoint which I need to add it now, this checkpoint I need to build on it from now on. I don't expect to go back in any previous checkpoints that I have. This checkpoint, which I will have it now, is going to be permanent, and I will use it even after years. Maybe in the future I have a new SQL server, I need to upgrade it. Or I have a new Windows server, instead 2019, start to have 2024, and I need to upgrade my network. By this, my network is going to simulate a bit what's really exists in IT industry, because this is a real network now. I'm not started from scratch, and I expect to have a troubleshooting time so I can solve it. So the technique now, do we need to get the checkpoint now or we need to save it for a later time? I prefer to create a checkpoint time now, even if it is going to be temporary, and later once you'll do all the configuration, you can create another checkpoint which you can consider it as permanent. The reason why I insist to create a checkpoint now, so later while you are dealing with SQL Server, if accidentally you make the mistake, you have a problem, you can simply restore back your SQL Server, your domain controller, and currently Victoria PC1 also is involved, to the current settings, and everything is fresh and you can continue your work. You don't need to reinstall the SQL Server, you don't need to reinstall SMSS. You need just later to do some basic configuration to allow the remote SMSS from Victoria PC1 into SQL 2019A box. Okay, so because we want to do now the checkpoints, what I need to do, I need to power off all the machines, shut down Victoria DC1 and Victoria PC1, also make sure to shut down the guest. With SQL Server also now we need to shut down it. Here it tells me it's not possible to shut down. Okay, then I log into it and shut down from inside. From here, from start, power, shut down, continue. Okay, all machines are off now. We can access to them like in Victoria DC1. Once I click on it, right click, snapshot. Now, snapshot manager, this is the last snapshot here, temporary before SQL. And currently I am here, so I need to take now snapshot for my current position. So with this one, SQL is installed. I know exactly where I am. Take a snapshot, and this is snapshot 7 now. SQL is installed, and for snapshot 6, which is temporary before SQL, this one I don't need it anymore, so I can delete it. Yes. And the cleaning up deleted files. It's better to delete the snaps which you don't need them anymore, so you can free space. Snaps take some good space in your device. I am done with the main device, which is the domain controller. Now SQL, I know it is a trust relationship with Victoria DC1, not broken, so I don't need to check that. I just need to access to SQL 2019A, right click snapshot, and in the snapshot manager, again, here you remember I have temporary before SQL. I am here now, I need to take a snapshot. So also we can add to it SQL 19, maybe in the future after a few years we forget. And SMSS currently is 18.4. Take a snapshot and delete also this one, I don't need it. Delete, yes. This one also is done, close. Finally, we have Victoria PC1 in this lab. And in Victoria PC1 also right click snapshot. Access to snapshot manager. Again, in here, temporary before SQL with this one, before Core 2 integration. Now the Core 2 is already being integrated because we built on that. So for this one, I need to delete it. But first, let us take snapshot for our current position. So here we need to take a snapshot. And with this one, I need to mention that SMS 18.4 is in there. So I will remember in the future that once I add it, SQL is being installed, and take a snapshot. This is now snapshot 6. SMSS 18.4 is installed. Snapshot 5, temporary, I don't need it anymore, so I can delete it also. Okay, this one is ready also. Now, what about the other machines? Like, what about Victoria Server 2 or Victoria Server 1? Now, with Victoria Server 2, I need to power it on. I need to make sure the relationship with the domain controller is still in there. Otherwise, I need to repair it, as we had learned in previous videos. But also, in addition to that, I need to access to the snapshot of the machine. Right-click, access to snapshot manager. Currently, I am in here, and this is a snapshot 3 when VNC installed. To me, what I prefer to go back to this snapshot when the VNC is installed. That was in PowerShell course. And then once I revert it back, I will check if the integration and the trust relationship with the domain controller is valid. If not, I will fix it. Then I create a new snap. You might ask me why we don't just test it while we are in here. The reason is because some of these machines, we might use them in some labs, like maybe here, the Victoria Server 2, I might use it, for example, with Active Directory Federation services, and I forget to revert it at that time. So now if I check with the domain controller and the relationship is valid, if I take a snapshot, now the snapshot is going also to record the Active Directory Federation services, while I don't need it. I need first then to jump back to snapshot, make sure the configuration I have it in this snapshot is what I need on this device, check the relationship with the domain controller. If it is valid, it's okay. If it is not, repair it. Then create a new snapshot. So even if we don't have work with this machine, but I need again to synchronize its times with all other machine times. So by this later, whenever I want, I can revert the entire network to the level when SQL was installed. Otherwise, some of these machines later, if I power on them, try directly to work with the domain controller, you will see that trust relationship is broken. I think the idea is very clear. Anyway, I don't need to do it now for these machines, but for you, please make sure all the time to synchronize all the devices. All of them, they should also have exactly the same checkpoint. So later, whenever you have a problem, you can revert all of them back and you can start over again from the point you just access to it. That's all that we have with the installation now is done for the instance one. In the next video, we need to start with a new module. Thanks for watching.